Alright, we back. Second full week of the NECA arc, and today we are starting off with a real doozer of a figure. That being the NECA NES Godzilla, with Godzilla Monster of Monsters NES cartridge in the background. Because this is obviously a retooled version of probably the most lambasted NECA Godzilla figure ever, the Godzilla 1985 or 4 figure. And I'm gonna be honest with you, this is easily one of my most favorite NECA figures ever. But don't take my word for it, let me show you why. Just look at this guy. My God, he looks fantastic. He looks mean. He looks a little high with those red eyes. Oh, but he looks so cool. Now, I am going to talk about articulation, but since nearly every NECA figure has around the same articulation, I'm not going to focus on it too long. So to get through this pretty quickly, you can open and you can close his mouth. You can look up and you can look down at the head. I'd show you that you could turn the neck, but this guy's neck is literally sealed shut. If you want an example of just how sealed up this guy was, I've had this guy for a while. Look at this. That is a layer of paint that came off of one of the knee hinges as I was filming this video. Let that be a reminder to you. So yeah, this guy's a little stiff. So you can move the neck, but obviously he's a little sealed up at the moment. Obviously, you're going to have articulation in the arms. At least... oh yeah, at least one or two. You're going to have a swivel at the elbow, a bend at the elbow, a swivel in the hands, and no bend in the hands this time. This figure does spin from left to right, not so much of an ab crunch this time. Just be careful when doing that because these dorsal plates will very much rub up against each other and you don't want no paint to rub off. Okay. He bends at the knees, he's got swivels at the ankles, and his legs can pretty much go all the way around. Let me show you something. This entire joint was covered in this. That is why I couldn't move this leg for the longest time. It was covered. I don't even think that's paint. I actually think that's material the figure's made out of. Could not move this joint until today. But as you can see, I can actually bend him at the knee just fine now. That's that leg. This leg, on the other hand, no such luck. Oh, wait. Luck. I got it to bend. Oh my God. I'm so glad I got that on camera. Ugh. Holy God. Oh, Jesus. Okay, well, I got it to bend a little bit. Once. Oh God. Okay, before I break this friggin' thing, some multi-segmented parts, including the tip of the tail over here, which does feature the bendy wire. So let me just go over that. Multi-segmented tail. Rather stiff. But there you go. Now, obviously, the main draw of this figure would be the alternate paint job, and obviously the redone dorsal plates. The dorsal plates on this figure are freaking huge, and as compared to the normal 1984 dorsal plates that were featured on the original sculpt, these things dwarf them completely. We've got this very 8-bit blocky paint application around on the figure, both on its original color and with its new turquoisey blue. That was another major draw for me when it came to this figure, just because NECA went above and beyond and actually went and painted most of that on. It's like they didn't have to do that. That was a nice little touch that they added into there. Really, really cool stuff. But my favorite place to look at when it comes to this figure is the dorsal plates, the different shades of blue, turquoise, teal, the original shade of the figure coming in, and just the size of these things are just so very cool. And they're nice and soft too, so you don't have to worry about them breaking off. But I just loved that little touch to the dorsal plates, aside from them, you know, being huge. Also, really wasn't expecting his eyes to be so red. Not that I'm complaining, though. And in case you were wondering, yes, that blocky paint application is everywhere. You are going to find it absolutely everywhere on this figure, even in areas you wouldn't normally look for paint or detail. So you might be asking yourself, is this figure even worth it? It's a glorified repaint with a couple of modifications on it. To be completely honest, I would say yes. This is one of my top 3 favorite NECA Godzilla figures. Yes, top 3. Love the paint. I love all the different they crammed into the figure. And this is just such an interesting design to go for with a Godzilla figure. I do realize NECA were somewhat limited when they first started making their Godzilla figures, but for them to be able to do this and pull it off the way they did, nothing but respect. He's colorful. He's weird. He's got those epic freaking dorsal plates. Yeah, he doesn't look exactly how he does in the game, but it was worth it. It was so freaking worth it. I'm so glad NECA did this, and personally, I'm rather glad they used the 1984 sculpt. Wasn't their best figure, it might have been their worst figure, but it's nice to see that sculpt have a different life as something just very, very weird and very, very different. But anyway, that is about going to wrap it up for this review, everybody. I have been ShinRobjira. I do hope you enjoyed, and I will see you all on Friday with another random repaint of a random NECA figure and stuff. I'll see you all then. May Skrionk be with you all.